People we once thought would show up simply don't anymore. Such gaps remained without anyone asking why, as if they were never meant to be touched. The reasons might be more layered. Some people stay absent out of grief because showing up means feeling the harshness and pain they once received, and they are not ready for that. Some avoid shame or guilt, carrying a weight they do not know how to put down, and some just don't want to be judged, so they rather show up and perform belonging. Honestly, some just can't be bothered to perform at all and move on. They have decided, consciously or not, that their own comfort matters more than any discomfort their absence might cause. None of that is straightforwardly wrong. Self-protection is real, and sometimes it is the right call. The problem isn't always the missing part itself. The problem is how everyone else deals with these gaps and how often they pretend nothing is wrong. When someone withdraws emotionally or physically, the instinct of those left behind is often to make it personal. That reaction is human, but it's also a kind of selfishness in reverse, taking someone else's absence and centering it on themselves. There's no real curiosity about what the other person is carrying. It turns into judgment, then resentment, then a story that calcifies over time. That's not just ego, it's willful ignorance. Not because disagreement is wrong, but because some systems don't allow your truth. They feed on your reaction, they take your words and use them differently from what you intended, reshaping them into whatever their stories need. They need you to respond, so there's someone to blame, someone to point to, someone who keeps the whole thing running. You become the common thread to their system, and the actual dynamic, which was probably never healthy in the first place, never gets examined, never gets talked about. Sometimes it takes years, decades even, to understand who someone actually was. You might have suspected, you might have felt something was off, but didn't have the language for it. And then one day, the picture sharpens, and you realize you could have known this earlier. People change, the opportunity to speak closes, the truth got buried under the system, long held together by silence. What keeps repeating is how much damage a single person's unwillingness to let go can do. One grudge held long enough can quietly restructure an entire world, with no empathy, no accountability. The whole dynamic gets managed around that one person. The hardest part to watch, especially when someone new enters the dynamic, a partner, a younger person, anyone unfamiliar with the unwritten rules, they get cast as the difficult one who doesn't fit, when actually the system itself was never right, and they are just the first one honest enough not to play along. Did conversations stop? Others around continue performing versions of themselves to fit the book cover. Silence isn't a treatment. Such withdrawal is more powerful than showing up at all. It is not the same as acceptance. It's neither weakness nor avoidance. Sometimes it is the clearest statement. You know what's happening here, you won't be part of it, and just like that, you become the missing part. You know your truth. What you won't do is allow it to be picked up, inverted, and used against you. That's not silence from fear. That's silence from clarity, a way of not letting it become a weapon or a weight you carry into every room after. Some people hold on to resentment longer than they hold on to love. Even when everything else softens, age, illness, time, and a grudge stays sharp. There's a particular sadness in watching someone carry a grudge all the way to the end, long after circumstances change, long after the original reasons has blurred, and still never allowing the missing parts to have a voice. I don't say this judgmentally. I say it with something closer to grief. What a way to carry when you could have put it down. Ego, pride, or the inability to distinguish losing from letting go. I just wanted to name this missing parts because pretending the gaps aren't there doesn't make them smaller, and we shouldn't make this kind of silence feel normal at all.